See, we've got GMDU Craig. Thanks for being here, mate, again.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Let me just, again, got to do the constant shill of going live. So let me just pull her up and do all that. And I don't have a second monitor today, so I will be a little bit less productive with my my setup. So I'll get that sorted very shortly. But yeah, Craig, talk to me about the news, mate. How does it make you feel as someone who's been in this space for such a long time, for someone who, like me, has just been hoping and praying that this obviously goes ahead and is approved? Talk to me about what the past couple of days have been like for you, mate.
Yeah, look, it's been a funny sort of 7, 8, 9 years. I mean, I put a post up yesterday just saying, I was on Silk Road using Bitcoin in 2014 to buy things I shouldn't be buying. I think it was I posted about $320 of Bitcoin, and never in my wildest dreams back then did I think that the Bitcoin I was buying would be, I didn't even know what a spot ETF was anyway. Right.
Yes.
But never in my wildest dreams when I was buying that, if someone had tapped me on the shoulder and said, one day this is going to be traded, in America on the stock exchange, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So for me, I guess for everybody, it was kind of like not bittersweet, but kind of emotional roller coaster with, the day prior, the SEC putting that tweet out. And I obviously, like everybody else, lost my mind. I was like, holy shit, this is real. So I think the first initial feeling when that tweet went out was, oh my God, finally, I can't believe this moment's happening. And then quite deflated when they've come out and said it was a hack. And it was like, man, when are we ever going to catch a break in this industry? Like literally even the SEC's fucking us, and laughing at us, right? Like that to me was a taunt.
Yeah.
The SEC getting hacked, I don't know, whatever. We can chat about that. But initial feelings, obviously the euphoria, then the bummer feeling, thinking, me personally, I actually didn't think we are going to get it till March. I thought BlackRock would be the first cab off the rank, not ARK. And I was talking to my wife the night before the official news, and I said, look, I was wrong, obviously. I said, look, I think BlackRock's the ordained one. This was kind of just a bit of foreplay to announce that in March. And then I woke up yesterday, yesterday, to the news that it was officially released. Obviously, so I've jumped on my computer, seen all the DGens I follow going, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, I can't see an official tweet. Jumped on the SEC website, on the SEC Twitter /X, and they did no tweet. And I'm like, the SEC have done no tweets when it's actually, I didn't even know if it was real or not. So that's why I put up my tweet, my post going, is this even real? Because I just wanted people to hit me with real news, right? And then people were DMing me going, dude, it's real. And I almost still couldn't believe it until I saw something official. And I just obviously going through the Twitter, I found some more official looking shit. So I guess that was long-winded, right? The short of it.
No, dude, I love it.
Look, the short of it was euphoria, devastation, not sure, to almost to be honest, a little bit emotional in the way that I've waited so long. And it was it's hard to compare to anything. That I've had in my life. I've never been in for me, this for me's .com, right? But I missed out on .com.
Without a doubt.
I was too young.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
And I remember thinking, because I've always been a computer nerd, right? And I always remember thinking, shit, that would have been a good time to make money. And I always what a bummer, wish I was there. And then we got presented with this moment that I felt was .com 2.0. And now that this has happened, I get goosebumps, man. I'm for me, this is the heavens going, yeah, you're right. And don't worry, I'm not a genius. I know there's a lot of other people thinking this. But for me, it was maybe a sigh of relief. By the end, because I feel the SEC's just messed with us for 3 years, more longer, man. But, I've been in this full time now for 3 years, and the SEC has pulled on my heart for 3 of those years, as well as China banning it and all these countries banning it, right?
Yeah.
or trying to, or
Yeah.
pretending to, or
Yeah.
whatever. And then this happening, and it's kind of like, I fucking knew it. I
Yeah.
knew it. I knew you guys were going to do this. I love a conspiracy theory. And it's interesting that the conspiracy theories so often end up being right? And here
Yeah.
we are again, and it's been ordained, and they've given it the blessing. And yeah, man. So sorry, I'll let you talk, Greeny. How are you, man? How did you?
No, dude, it's been a whirlwind. Like, obviously, not only the crypto news, but like in my own personal life, I'm getting married next week. We're moving out.
Wow.
Then we're traveling in about a month and a half now. So like, we've just got a bit on in my own personal life. So I'm trying to juggle all that. But also this news, I was just like, holy shit! Like, this is like insane. Like, we've waited for something like this for such a long time. Like, obviously, this is my third cycle, so this is without a doubt probably the most exciting time, the most historical time in crypto's history, without a doubt. Like, nothing is on par in the past. And like you say, I think the SEC has obviously really tried hard for the past couple of years to dampen to dampen crypto's potential. But obviously, as we are seeing right now, there's approvals, and I've got like some stats from the first day of trading. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, awesome.
So if we have a look at this, so again, I just use this on Twitter. I follow a couple of the largest pages in terms of news breakers. But if we just have a look here, guys, this was just suggested before by Bitcoin Magazine. Top 5 Bitcoin trading volumes today: Grayscale 2.3 billion, BlackRock 1 billion, Fidelity 700 million, ARK 21 shares 288 million, and Bitwise had 121 million. And that's within one day, guys. So super bullish on where this obviously can potentially go. I think obviously this is just the start. I'm fascinated to see how the market will play out to this, because it's obviously like the first time that we've seen anything quite like at this like substantial level. And I think it's quite crazy because it's so hard to predict. I actually don't know if we'll get a flush out of any more than 20%. I think maybe that little dump we saw last week or the week before was probably maybe the last big dump we see. Like, I could actually just see us trending upwards from here on in and not getting a 40% pullback, which a lot of people are expecting. And like, never expect stuff in crypto. Can always go the other way.
Man.
Yeah. I know, dude. And obviously, if you do get a dip, I think that's just a buy the generational dip. Man. That's a 5, 10-year plan minimum. That's my grandkids. Like, I don't even have kids, but that's my grandkids sort of play, guys, is that sort of mindset is what I'm kind of going for. But just to recap, guys, GM, thanks for being here, obviously. Shout out to Craig for tuning in. We do this weekly. We'll be back again next week, probably Wednesday, actually, because I do have my wedding next Saturday. So we'll do it Wednesday so that I can get a bit organized before the weekend. But yeah, GM, let me know if you're here, guys. Do appreciate it. I'll shout you out on the stream. GM to Sexy, GM to Klidos for being here, GM to everybody. Thanks, T Ward, for tuning in earlier, bro. Appreciate you. Guys, so plenty of exciting news to talk about today, and we'll probably kick it off obviously with the most massive news in this cycle, that's for sure. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Sir Playground, for the congrats. That's lovely. But yeah, just don't forget, guys, to follow Craig and I on Twitter if you're here. Follow me and him on YouTube if you're here. You can subscribe to us. I have both of our links down below, so you can do that if you're on YouTube. And do like the stream, guys, because it does help us bring this content to you every single week. But I think this is just going to be the hot narrative, Craig. Not sure about you, but I just think there's the money that this brings, like the eyes it brings. So like I was speaking to some people just yesterday, and they're like, okay, so like crypto's legit. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it is. And I was like, I told you to buy like 6 months ago. And they're like, that doesn't matter. I want to know what I should be doing right now. And I'm like, okay, man, I think this is a plan right now. Obviously, markets can go up and down, okay? They can go up and down. But at the end of the day, I think the best sort of play right now would obviously be to probably have skin in the game. And then if you do see a dip, probably just ape into that dip as well. So, yeah, pretty crazy. What's your thoughts on sort of price action? Let's talk about.
I thought a couple of points. It wasn't a sell the news. Which I'm not surprised by. The more people were writing on the timeline saying it's going to dump on the news, I was thinking, well, now it's not dumping on the news because so many of you are going to short it, and evidently got wrecked, right? And secondly, I thought one of the more interesting things was Bitcoin taking a back seat to Ethereum.
Yes.
Which absolutely ripped, which I was stoked about because I've got a little bit of ETH, and I quite
Yeah.
like, this is going to absolutely get people seething, but I wouldn't mind selling that ETH and putting it into some other coins. But look, I've seen a bit of posting on my timeline a bit with chain Nazis. I've noticed a few ETH people are absolutely hating on Solana, right? And it's really reminding me of last cycle with Bitcoin hating on Ethereum, or the cycle before. So that kind of makes me laugh. Whereas I'm for all chains, man. I don't give a shit what goes up. I want everything going up.
Follow the liquidity, follow the volume, mate.
There's
Follow
no
where the
hate,
users
man.
are. No,
If
exactly.
goes up, it's going to rotate. It doesn't matter. And the thing is, for people out there, if Ethereum pumps, guess what? It's dropping down to the buckets below, man. And that's where my AVAX and Sol sitting. So Ethereum pumping, yes, please, go up. But no, the interesting things, Ethereum sending. But then, to be honest, when I say Ethereum sending, then I noticed, funny enough, Sol was a high percentage for the day anyway. And so was AVAX. AVAX went back over $40. You put a tweet out saying AVAX under 40 is a steal. I got it at about 32.
Yeah. I got under 35 and under 40. Yeah.
Which was, for me, when I saw 30, I think it was 32. I may be lying. It might have been 33. Don't know. But it was too low. It was oversold, right?
Yeah.
So I went and grabbed a fairly decent sized bag because I just one of those moments. That's more of a gut feel.
Yeah.
Than anything. That wasn't actually, it was TA. I knew my levels and I knew that was I had my alerts on for it. Actually, all my alerts went off, man.
Yeah.
Like every coin I had said buy, buy, buy. All the levels said buy. So I just actually had to just pick not only my favorites, but the ones I wanted more exposure to. So I went to town on AVAX and sold, funny enough. So my Sol bag's bigger now.
Love it. Love to hear it.
Just from flipping. I've been flipping NFTs, so you would have seen what was it? Those frogs, obviously I flipped, and then what was those
Saga
other
monkeys?
Yeah,
yeah.
I had one of those that they ended up going to friggin' what would they go to 12 Sol?
Dude, it's so funny you say that. I caught that on live stream. Someone brought it up the other day, and then I was like, I didn't obviously buy it at that time because I was on the stream and I didn't get a chance to do it, but I at the start I was a bit like, oh no, people are probably dumping, like it's an airdrop, blah blah blah. Then we looked into the analytics live on stream. I was like, you know what, this actually could pump. And then sure enough, it did like a 3.5x in like less than a day. And so that was pretty crazy. Yeah. But no, same as you, like Parcel NFT as well. Like they've got that upcoming airdrop as well. So my group and I got into that around the 7.5 to 8 Sol region, and it's at around 10 Sol now. So that's again a 2.5 Sol sort of per NFT. I swung trade a little pudgy the other day. I actually sold that because I figured with ETH pumping, you want to be in ETH, you don't want to be in NFTs. So I sold that, and that was a great decision because they're now down below my entry price. So I actually, I'm thinking about potentially, hey, welcome to being here, Albert. Thanks for tuning in, legend.
What's up,
So yeah, dude, it's interesting right now. I think a lot of people it's definitely an altcoin market this time around. I think NFTs, like we've spoken about, like they're going to be spread, okay? And we'll talk about all the analytics. We'll look at the charts, guys, soon. Don't worry. But what we're talking about is that we're seeing a different market shift this time. I think obviously with Solana, with AVAX, with Bitcoin, there's just so much to come to the party in terms of NFTs. So it's going to be hard to probably predict. And I think you want to stick with the premier collections on each of the chains. So that's what I'm kind of thinking leading for the next 6 to 12 months. In saying that, I think most altcoins and even maybe Solana, AVAX, and ETH, and maybe BTC as well, probably outperform most NFTs in the longer run. So it's always kind of hard to probably just double check that the market is going to either outperform your underlying tokens, because at the end of the day, you want to buy an NFT and then hope that the NFT also outpaces like say it's on Solana, that Solana does go out like up at the same price, if you get what I mean. So you that's why you would want to trade NFTs, is that over the long run, it's probably going to outpace the underlying token. If it's not, then you're better just holding the Solana or the ETH or the AVAX or the SAY, for example.
Safer.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a really interesting point of time in the market right now. And obviously the liquidity will go to NFTs eventually. People love to show off their NFTs once they have made a bit of money, which people are starting to make a bit of money, which is great. But yeah, it's very interesting. We will look at all the markets later, guys. That's for sure. And look at NFTs, maybe we'll touch on meme coins because a few of them are starting to pop off again. And that's what I've been a bit curious over that, because the market just needed to cool off for a bit. People went away for Christmas and stuff like that. So it's great to obviously see a few meme coins popping off. So yeah, shout out to you, Goody. I won't put that one up, but shout out to you, legend. So essentially, what I've been looking at is that Myro, for example, on Solana, it's pumped to like 100 million. I haven't checked
I
it this
saw
morning,
that.
but like,
I
yeah,
missed that big time, that coin, man. I
yeah,
didn't
dude.
even give it one look. And every time I see you post, I think, fuck, that's why haven't I looked at that? I think it was because the market cap when I seen it, I can't remember what it was, maybe 30 million or whatever. I can't remember what it was, but I felt when I seen it, I was like, I'm too late.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it was like bonk, and it just kept
yeah,
going, man.
yeah. So
I missed
it's
that
like, I think
big
I
time.
shared it at 16 mil. I
Yeah,
think.
maybe it would have been you the first time, and I was like 16 mil. You know, looking at it from a distance, I was like, that's high, man. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
typically, but
So we
it's not bull run high, that's for sure.
That's for sure. And like we were like, this is where I called it. I said, here, it needs some volume to kick in. So it actually trended sideways for quite a few days before it actually saw that green volume. And I talk about this so often in my videos and my streams. Like, you need volume to take something a lot higher. And as you can see there on the screen, guys, it's got those 4 green big dildos, and it sent it way up high into the 80 million range. Obviously, we broke out to, we touched 100 mil last night when we were sleeping. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, that's great to see. Obviously, some meme coins are heating up again, and that shows me, okay, it's a risk on environment again in terms of going riskier play. So that would be trying to flip some NFTs, trying to flip some of those lower cap meme coins and that type of thing. So let me know in the chat, guys, if you have any coins or any meme coins or altcoins you want us to check out, and any NFTs. We'll do that later on in the show. But just to start, obviously, we'll do a crypto market update, guys. So let's have a look at current prices. So we're looking BTC's kind of consolidated around that 46.5 to 46 low region. ETH is obviously pumped quite a lot this week. It's up to 2.6K. Outside that, Solana's flirting with $100. Cardona, I've actually seen is pumped a little bit. AVAX is still under 40. AVAX under 40 is a steal. Polygon's seen a little bit of action this week, but if we rank it by the last 24 hours, let's check out what's happening. It's mainly the Ethereum ecosystem that went on an absolute pump. They've probably receded a little bit in the past, probably 12 hours or so, but yesterday it was all Ethereum. So if we have a look here, great to see Sui, another L1 sort of competitor up there. Tesla, it's very interesting to see Tesla's pumping. Frax shares up there, obviously. We're seeing a couple more down low, but yeah, currently the market's just kind of consolidating. I think after the news, we saw Rocket Pool go up, 25% this week. We saw like Arbitrum hit a new all time. We saw
Ethereum Classic pump, man. Ethereum
yeah, exactly, bro. And so that
what
was like,
why?
I had the same thought. I was like, what? Who is buying that token? Why are you
40 something? But was it 40 something percent?
You know what I think it is? It's that small number, small mindset sort of thing. So you see Ethereum and then you see Ethereum Classic. You go, Ethereum Classic, that must be related to Ethereum. It's a smaller mindset. So, I mean, a small number. So I'm going to get into that because it has a high potential. But that's Classic.
That's real bull run stuff, eh? When you see where you see silly stuff absolutely sending, like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
Couldn't even pick it. It was so weird. Probably should have, but
100%. But yeah, if we look across the market, guys, it's just great to see some consolidation probably across different strong plays and different strong narratives like we've been speaking about for quite a while. But let's pull up the actual charts. Let me just pull that up right now.
Actually, Bitcoin Gold's on a tear, eh? That's 45% for the day.
Dude, how random, hey?
Like, what?
All right,
and
so
Ethereum Classic, 20%.
I know, dude. It baffles me sometimes. So
I'm
obviously,
too dumb for those ones.
Dude, why would you? No, you want to be in Solana, you want to be in AVAX, you want to be in those underlying ecosystems to make the money. Hey, it's unbelievable. So we have a look here, guys. So this is what we're looking at in total crypto market cap. Very bullish at the moment. Obviously, it just needs to, it needs to obviously close above this level for me to remain bullish in the short term. If it obviously does come back down in here, then we consolidate a little bit longer. Let me just dive in a little bit easier so you guys can see that. But as you can see, we're breaking above that 1.6 to 1.68 sort of region. We need to hold above that for me to be bullish in the short term to continue pumping towards the halving. As you can see here, we did have a bit of a blow off top with a bit of money yesterday. And as you can see, we're kind of just closing a little bit probably weak there. That does show me a little bit of a blow off top. But again, we could come down now and retest this and then break out higher in the coming weeks. So that's total crypto market cap. Let's look at altcoins. Again, if we look at altcoins, which is a lot, like this is what Craig and I's bags are full of, pretty much just altcoins. I actually swapped Funny enough, and I'll show you the charts soon too, but I actually swapped some Solana and some BTC, I think, for some Ethereum the other day because I saw it bouncing off this little level that I didn't think it would bounce. I thought we would go lower, but it's great to see obviously that it did bounce, but we will look at that. So it was a good move to move into Ethereum a couple of days ago. As you can see here, guys, altcoins consolidating really nicely there. That's showing a lot of strength. If we zoom in a little bit lower on the daily, yeah, that's kind of consolidating a little bit. You could probably draw a little pattern like this. So we would maybe see a breakout of altcoins maybe in the coming days. So this is on the day chart. So maybe in the next week or so, we might see a breakout. A consolidation sideways is always healthy. Bitcoin dominance, let's have a look. Yeah, it's coming down, guys. So no surprise, obviously, the rest of the market, Ethereum's taken a huge pump. So no surprise that Bitcoin dominance is going down. Let's look at BTC itself. Yeah, it's broken out, but obviously it has failed to sort of break out a little bit higher. It did touch 49 overnight, but it hasn't broken that 50K level, which is probably quite a psychological level if we have a look at some of the previous. Yeah, so there's a little bit, again, if we look back at price history in the past, we have a little bit of consolidation around this sort of levels here. But then our next target would be around that 52 sort of region is probably where I would expect us to maybe get to. If we look at Ethereum, obviously it's the one that is out. Look at that chart. That's delicious.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that strength. I love to see it. I love to see it. Dude, that's on the week. Let's just see what it's up for the week. So obviously, if you caught that dip last week, you're up 23% for Ethereum, which is just pretty crazy.
That is big.
But yeah, continuing a little bit higher here, guys. It's obviously got a lot of catch up to do. So I actually think Ethereum could keep pumping. The main chart that I have interest in is obviously the Ethereum versus BTC chart. So right now, ETH is definitely retesting some of its 2022 sort of support resistance zone there. So if it can break that level, I think we obviously probably head to 3K pretty easily, and then probably up to 3.3K if we do continue with strength. This is the most important chart in crypto right now, guys. BTC versus ETH. Okay, so if we have a look here, again, this is on the weekly, so we will zoom in. This is if ETH can close up in this sort of yellow region, or if not a little bit higher, then it dramatically changes the macro shift on ETH. Okay, this is huge, right? We have not seen, like, this is a year and a half, if not a little bit under that, of just straight downwards pressure on BTC versus ETH. So this is incredible, right? This is, I thought it would probably retest this blue zone down here, which was based on previous price action down here, but obviously, we bounced with the news yesterday, and that's what we always say, Craig. You can't necessarily trade on news events, and TA is out the window sometimes in news events. So I would love for ETH to close up in this yellow box and then hold that yellow box and then move higher, because then that shows me that we have a shift in macro conditions from bearish, so lower lows, lower highs, to a potential higher low and higher high. Not this higher low, so this is obviously a lower low from that one there, but then maybe this next low, it maybe retests the 0.052 region before pumping up. So yeah, that's just so important, I think, this chart. The main reason I also sold a bit of Solana for some Ethereum recently is because we did break the 0.318 fib here. So it does look like in the short term, there's more strength in Ethereum at the moment compared to Solana, which is fair enough. Solana's gone on an absolute tear. So like it needs to cool off. It needs to consolidate. And if we do dive into the Solana chart, as you can see here, guys, it's at just under 100 still. So again, these yellow dotted lines are probably where I'd love to ape into Solana if we do see it. I don't think we do. Again, this is on the weekly chart. But as you can see here, we are kind of consolidating. We nearly got there the other day. We did, as Craig just said before at the start of the show, we both kind of were buying a little bit of Solana down at these levels, around that under 90 sort of region. Would have been a great steal. But yeah, we're going to consolidate here for a while, guys, for Solana. I think obviously it could be in this little breakout sort of region or consolidation for a bit. So yeah, definitely bullish still on Solana. Don't get me wrong. It's the hottest narrative by far. But again, let's look at it compared to BTC. As you can see here, it did bounce in terms of BTC. So I'm currently holding. So if we look at what the charts are saying, it's probably you want to be more so in ETH, then you probably want to have Solana, then you want to be in BTC, which is fascinating because all the news is on BTC ETFs, right? So that's pretty crazy. But if you do look at this chart, guys, there's strength obviously for Solana. It's back and hit that 0.318 fib level and currently is holding it as support. So if it can hold that and not break this yellow line, then you probably want to hold more Solana than BTC at the moment. In terms of AVAX, let's look at AVAX. I need to rank these altcoins a little bit differently. But AVAX obviously has bounced from that region. Yeah, look at that, 31, Craig. It bounced hard from 31.
Yeah. Such a good buy opportunity that was. My God, that was really
100%. Like you're up 25% if you got that 31, which is just stupid because if you look at like what it's doing as a chain, guys, like, and it's really interesting because on the Nifty Portal show the other day, they were actually talking about how some normies, some of their normie friends, they know what Bitcoin is, they know what Ethereum is, they know what Doge is, but they know what AVAX is. Okay. And
really.
that's super bullish. And if you look currently out in the world in terms of marketing around crypto, they've changed the third token. So it used to be like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin and Ethereum, or maybe Litecoin. It's now Solana, right? And that's so interesting because that obviously brings more normie people into Solana, but it's also people actually know what's happening in AVAX because it's the developer chain, right?
Yeah.
So it's the gaming, it's the developer side. They've got nodes on there. So the subnet side of AVAX is massive. So I don't think you want to be fading it. And that's what I put. I put out a tweet about Grayscale picking up AVAX as well and dropping
that.
Matic. And dude, that thing went viral. I got like 30K views and I was like, what the hell?
That's
and so
good,
like that
man.
just showed that like, okay, people are very tuned into AVAX. And so as you can see here on the chart, guys, anything under this yellow line, so anything under 43, I think is a steal longer term. Like if we take it from current price action to all-time high, guys, that's still about a 3.7x. Okay. So still so much upside in AVAX. But flip this level for me to be bullish and then continue higher into 2024 for AVAX. So that's what I'm looking at. Some of our other top plays, so obviously Beam is on the AVAX blockchain. It's definitely one that I think you want to have exposure to moving into this cycle. As you can see here, guys, it's showing, it hasn't had strength from this breakout, so it's just consolidating sideways. So as long as it doesn't break below this sort of region here at the 0.017 or the 0.016 region, then this continues higher as the rest of the market continues higher. Radium is one that I've had. Craig, do you have Radium?
Yeah, I've got Radium.
Yeah, excellent.
It's sort of been heading downwards for a little while, but I'm still comfy with it, man. The chart's good for me.
Yeah, 100%. You want to be buying in these red sort of candles, these purple candles, which implements red, right, guys? So you want to be buying down here because that is ideally where you're going to get the best return. So if we do see it come down to the 0.618 level on the retrace, that's insane. That's a buy for me. That might be even a long on leverage, actually, if we get down to that 0.84 region. But yeah, same as Radium. Obviously, I want it to come back up, flip this level at the 1.28, and then continue higher into 2024. What really excites me about Radium is, look, if I zoom out, that's what excites me, guys, because this is, dude, this is and this goes on that hot narrative that the Jupiter airdrop is coming out soon. So people are using airdrops. People are using Jupiter. People are using Radium every single day. And so essentially what I kind of think happens with Jupiter, obviously Pith, we'll look at maybe the chart shortly for Pith, but Pith was a recent airdrop on Solana. And if you have a look at it, this is what happens, okay? So a lot of airdrops, they come out hot and then they usually retrace at least 50%. So this retraced 60% and is bouncing. Now, if you actually draw a fib for that too, it does align nicely with some target zones. So if you look here, guys, it bounced off the 0.618. So again, you can use TA to be getting into tokens like this. So I would expect probably Pith to consolidate here. So it's an oracle on Solana, so the same as what Link does. And essentially, this could bounce in time, but it needs to have that initial retrace because people want to take their profits. If they've had been farming that Jupiter airdrop for months and months and months, essentially they want to be taking profits, right? So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for Pith, and that's what I kind of think Jupiter has. And where else is a better place than to park your money into Radium, right? So if you're catching the narrative of dexes and swaps on Solana, so Orca's another one, but Radium for me is just easier to use. It's a nicer platform, user experience,
and the one I use as well. So exactly, if I'm using it, then and I am the customer, right? I've got to back the company that's giving me the actual tool I use.
100%. So looking at Radium, guys, there's so much upside. Even if we don't get to an all-time high, there is still significant upside in Radium compared to other tokens. So that's what I'm looking at for Radium. Obviously, Immutable X, we both hold a bit of Immutable. As you saw, this massive double bottom played out a couple of months ago. But as you can see here, it's kind of consolidating. A lot of charts would probably have a similar sort of setup where they are kind of just
have that setup, man. About 80% of my altcoin, probably 90% of my alts have that exact setup. So I'm like, when these go, they're all going to go.
Exactly. So they're all just consolidating. They're probably just waiting for those normies to buy their little BlackRock and BTC approval, whatever it is like that. Yeah. But in the same token, obviously it is always healthy to have sort of consolidation periods and healthy retracements. And so that's what we're looking at for IMX, which is a very similar chart to a lot of things. I'm sure Vulcan Forge has, Vulcan Forge is probably similar. I could probably move this up now to sort of here as well. And it's the same sort of thing. We are trending upwards, but obviously we're also just consolidating sideways. So that's what we're looking at. I released a video yesterday on Gamblefy on YouTube as well. And as you can see here, guys, Rollbit has actually started to potentially break out here.
Yeah, well.
After quite a steady recline there. So Gamblefy is going to be a huge one in my opinion. And I think it is still being a bit slept on. It's just hard because there's obviously licenses and obviously regulations, and obviously it's going to be hard to predict which ones essentially are going to be the strongest plays in the Gamblefy narrative. But Rollbit definitely seems to be the front runner here, and in terms of tokenomics, they can burn them too, so that does help with the token side of it. But that's what I'm looking at. Obviously, we saw Pepe bounce hard off this region. I think we talked about this the other day, Craig, last week. I said Doge and Pepe were kind of approaching a nice retest level on a very high time frame. If we look at this, if you caught that dip, I think you'd be up quite a lot of money on Pepe. But yeah, as you can see here, it's trending. It broke out. It has the retest and then has pumped there. I'd love to see this continue higher. But if we do obviously see price action down here, I think I'd open along on Pepe. If we look at Doge is a bit weaker probably, but yeah, similar setup. As you can see here, we're starting to maybe retest some of these regions and then potentially bounce on Doge and Pepe. Let's look at another one. I'm pretty sure you have exposure to Say, Craig. Is that right or not?
Man, I don't. I was going to buy some the other day and I held off, and then it absolutely pumped. I missed any sort of entry. So I'm telling myself to chill. I'm a new man. I'm a new man this bull run.
That's great, man.
Last bull run, I used to just FOMO regardless of price. And lucky enough for me, the bull run was so easy, regardless of whether I did that or not, I still made money. But this time I've decided to set my traps and wait. So I've got an alert set and I'm waiting for it to hit my price range. And when it does, I'll get some exposure. I'm also just trying not to buy too many this time.
Yes.
So Say's probably one of the last altcoin wise I'll get into, maybe 1, 2, 3 more alts, and then I think I just need to chill on them because last time, like I said, I got into too many and it became too stressful.
And that's actually a really fair point at the moment, guys, is that you don't want to spread yourself too thin. And I think I was looking at my portfolio the other day and I probably have I don't know, I could pull it, I don't know where, oh no, it's on my phone. I probably have in my core portfolio, so my spot portfolio, I probably nearly have 20 to 25 tokens in there.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, this is it's good to it's all about how much money you think you're going to make from them, right? So for example, I think I had $100 or $200 in a particular token. I'm like, okay, in theory, right, that could potentially maybe do a 10x. Okay, but is that better maybe going to a stronger conviction and maybe just getting a 5x, right? And being added to the bags that I could potentially use somewhere else. So interesting plays at the moment with that. I think you're right. Obviously, I know you have Celestia and you've been staking that. That did break out. We did chart this last week on stream. And as you can see, it broke out. It retested. Obviously, we got that liquidation event last week. And then when it has pumped up higher, so it is...
yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So no, Celestia is a good one. Obviously, you can stake on the platform. You can actually look to farm some airdrops on Celestia as well. I did drop a post on airdrops recently on my channel, so do on X. So do definitely check that out if you haven't seen that already. But that's what Celestia looks like. Some other tokens, Near as another L1 is sort of, again, a lot of the charts going to look the same at the moment, guys. It's essentially just consolidating sideways, okay, as we sort of just wait for confirmation around what the market chooses to do.
We've got about a week to wait on some of those from the looks of things. Yeah.
And I think the most important one is obviously this one here. So this is total crypto market cap. So if this holds strength, then the rest of the market's going to hold strength. And then as a backup, you want to obviously see your altcoin one. So this is total 3, which is your altcoins. I think they're probably the most important charts that you want to be looking at the time being. So obviously, guys, if you are new here, please subscribe to both of us. The YouTube links are obviously in the description on Craig's channel. And if you're watching on my channel, you can subscribe as well. It does help us support us as content creators who are doing this every week, man. And I don't see us stopping this time of year for the rest of the year, really, to be honest.
Now.
So, yeah, it's super exciting, mate. And obviously we have this huge narrative that has finally come into fruition, which is fantastic. But let's dive into the NFT side of things. Let me just pull up some Crypto Slam and then we'll talk. Yeah, I think we'll follow the same sort of structure as what we normally do. We'll look at charts and then we'll look at NFTs, then we'll look at some meme coin potential plays, and then we'll talk about market in general. Obviously, guys, if you're here in the chat, please like the video, but also let us know any tokens or anything you want us to talk about. We're more than happy to dive into it. So we'll look at that. So let's go. Ash, thanks for tuning in, mate. Do appreciate you for being here. Do appreciate it. ETC as in Ethereum Classic. No way, bro. Why are you buying that? Why are you buying that, eh? Let's. I just got out of the chart, so I can't. I just got out of my chart screen, so it's funny. Thanks, Ash. Do appreciate positive feedback, mate, as always. So thank you for that. All right, let's look at NFTs because, like we spoke about at the top of the show, people seem to probably be more actively in altcoins. But as you do see here, there is a bit of green action across the board across several different blockchains. So Polygon's obviously got their gas heroes over on the side, which is starting to take off. You're seeing Solana up 50% in the past 24 hours in terms of volume, and the same Ethereum. Look at this. Hold on. Are people dumping? Maybe people are dumping. Yeah, wash trading. I think what I'm seeing from that is that people are dumping their ETH into NFT bids, probably, is what I'm kind of thinking. So NFT statistics is probably a good account to show, to follow some up-to-date NFT data on the stream. On Twitter. And he might come out today and say that a lot of people are dumping. It wouldn't be a surprise to me. So analysis on Clano. Yeah, we'll get to Clanos. No. Meme coins will be after the NFT chat, guys. Meme coins. So do stay for the meme coins. They'll be after the NFT chat. So let's have a look. Obviously, we're looking down here. Saga Monk is still receiving quite a lot of buy pressure and a lot of volume. Dokyo, the largest NFT on AVAX, is starting to pop off, and it did pop off last week. I think they had like a potential airdrop or token or something like that popped off. So good to see it running up. Age of Dino. This is an interesting one. I haven't come across this, so maybe we'll see what that is. It could be a game, is maybe what I'm kind of thinking. So if you do know, guys, in the chat, please let me know what it is. Let's have a look at some actual marketplaces. So we'll go to ETH first because it's obviously the hottest one at the moment. So if we look at Blur, guys, Blur takes up a lot of the volume every single day compared to OpenSea. OpenSea's like dead. I'm going to call it OpenSea's dead. So if we look here, guys, there's still a bit of red across the board, and that shows me that whilst there's a lot of volume, a lot of people are dumping. Okay, so Bored Apes, oh my God, Bored Apes are below 23. Yeah. Shout out to Albert
as well, I think.
Albert floored his ape, and I think that was the best decision
he
made. He did.
Did he?
He just
Albert.
He's
that was
rocking
a beautiful ape.
He's rocking. It was.
But he's got a good mutant, man. He's got a sick mutant.
Yeah,
I love that mutant. Fuck, it's cool.
It's so clean. His mutant is so clean. So
that's probably a keep. I'd probably keep that.
100%. Really interestingly, mutants are at 4 as well. So it's good. Yuga NFTs are really starting to come down. I kind of get tempted by picking up a mutant. If mutants go to 3 or sub 3, I think that's probably a buy.
It will be tempting me at that point as well, just from a speculative point of view. But then at the same time, I think shit, would that money go better in AVAX or Sol, man?
So true. True.
Just for the easiest 3x in the world.
Yes, exactly. And that's the trade-off, hey?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll think about that depending on how my bags look, but they're looking pretty thick at the moment, man. I woke up yesterday after the news and I was like, oh yeah, when your portfolio's just rocketing, eh? And you're like, I'm rich. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? It felt good, man.
Yeah.
Put me in a spending mood.
Yes. Well, that's the funny thing is it's always 0 until you lock in your profits. So it's always funny. No, but I think it's probably, we'll talk about profit taking at the end too, because I think that's an important conversation. But no, we will talk about that. But if you look here, guys, mutants as we speak, under 4 ETH as we speak. So literally less than 4 days ago, they're at 5 ETH floor. They are down officially 1 ETH in floor in the past 4 days, guys. So obviously you want to be in narratives, and Yuga, obviously there's just, I think a lot of people didn't like that trailer, Craig. Did you see the trailer as well?
Yeah. Unfortunately for Yuga, it obviously got released and the rendering was a bit rough, and it looked pretty Nintendo 64-ish. And then I think Gordon's come out and he's done a re-render and it looked a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
But they copped a shitload of FUD for about 24 hours, man. Yeah. I mean, even a whole bunch of bullish apes, I know, like Bunny and people like that, called out Yuga for it. And if, which was fair, actually. Because when I saw it as well, I was like, man, like from the previous clips they've done, it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, 100%.
I do feel a bit sorry for Yuga at the moment getting pumped. I think, although their communication has been poor, so maybe I don't feel so bad. But communication's everything, right? In any relationship.
Dude, it really is.
This has been shite. So
yeah.
You
Shout out to you, He-Man, or Solana Dog, or Doc, or whatever you want me to call you, bro. I love all the names that you like to bring into Twitter, bro. No, thanks all for being here, guys. Really do appreciate it. We'll get through some NFTs soon. But what I want to just show you is that the Pudgy ecosystem is the narrative, right? So it's holding up very steady, as you can see here. This is the 30-day chart, guys. It's been bouncing at that 10.5 region for a long time. But as people start to maybe realize they probably want to have either Ethereum working for them in airdrops, or just holding the underlying token of Ethereum because it might outpace a lot of NFTs, it maybe might start to move down. If you see Pudgies below probably 9 or 8 Sol, 9 or 8 ETH, I think that's probably a great longer term play in the ecosystem. Outside that, obviously, punks are just the premier on ETH. I don't see them sort of ever going below that 50 ETH level. They're obviously holding nearly that 60 ETH level. Little Pudgies have come down to 0.86, so that's an interesting sort of area of accumulation. We did see Beans flip Elementals after the potential Azuki airdrop as a potential token. But again, that's all hype and speculation, guys. And since that price, I think someone dumped like 1,100 beans or something, which is just a stupid amount of money. So yeah, fascinating to see that. But outside that, guys, Overworld. So obviously it's the gaming tokens that are gaming NFTs, sorry, that are starting to pop off. Let's head over to Solana. For some reason, it always pulls up my Mad Lads. Sorry. So they're kind of consolidating here at 177 Solana. Again, that's your top sort of collection on there. Saga Monkeys are up to 6.29. So if you do look at the chart, they did pump, like we spoke about at the top of the episode, they did pump to a high region. So yeah, they pumped up to here to nearly 14 Sol, which is crazy. The chart's obviously very new. But obviously what shows me a lot of bearishness here, guys, is that the listings are going up quite aggressively. So that shows me that people are probably looking to try and dump. But if we look at this, okay, here could be a potential trade, guys, right there, live on the show. As always, Craig and I bring the alpha, guys. As you can see here, I would just...
Not too bad.
It is. I would say if listings come down, we see a green spike in volume, then we head up. If you see listings go up and a red volume candle down here, then we move down. So obviously you could play that two different ways. Obviously you can't obviously you can't short NFTs. But
I
yeah,
wish you could. Oh my god,
dude, it would be dope. If
I'd love founders then if I could short. They'd be my favorite.
Dude, it would be dope. Look, I know there are some potential protocols out there that you can short, but it's way too risky.
Yeah.
Dude, no way. Hold on a minute. No way it's on Coinspot. No way, bro. Holy, Maro's on Coinspot. Breaking news. Dude, that's insane. Really? Oh, I should have, held a bit more, but that's okay. Hey, you got to play the long game.
Yeah, it is. It's on there.
No way. There you go. That's exciting. So obviously Fraganas came down. They're below 5 Sol at the moment. Tensorians are sort of holding that 100 Sol level. Obviously they've got, so only 249 listed. There's probably a tremendous amount that are staked as well. But yeah, that airdrop is, I think that's probably maybe a sell the news event for me, the airdrop. Once the Tensorians come out, I think they definitely retrace quite hard. Magic Tickets is an interesting play at the moment. Because you're starting to see that you have the Tensorians that are coming out and saying that they're going to have an airdrop. So Magic Tickets is essentially, it's not going to load, but it's just a ticket, guys, that Magic Eden have. And you get certain perks and benefits with Magic Eden. And if they do come out and say that they've got an airdrop token, it's definitely going to benefit the holders of the tickets. So always do your own research, guys. I haven't bought any yet, but I am curious to see if that does play out as a good play.
I keep getting airdropped that friggin' ticket on my Saga phone, man. That obviously, whatever you want to call them, hackers, whatever. Obviously, the Saga phone at the moment is copying lots of good shit, but it's copying so much sus stuff, man.
Yeah, and that's
every day I check my phone, and there's a weird NFT sitting in there. So for anyone listening now, guys, don't just check your phone and decide, oh, there's a new coin in there, I'll sell it, and give it permission. Same with the NFT. Just be careful. Just go look up the NFT. Go and look up on Twitter who they are, if it's anything real. Otherwise, like Ethereum, put it to your hidden folder. Because 100%. There's a few drainers out there at the moment. So, yeah, be careful of that one.
Yep, excellent. Yeah, great advice, Craig. And I think it's always important to, even if you get like an airdrop token into your wallet, just double check the contract before selling it, because you just never know what can happen, guys. So always do your own due diligence. Clanos are looking quite weak at the moment. We're seeing quite a rise in listings.
I saw them drop a lot.
They're setting new lower lows, which shows me a lot of bearishness. If we zoom out a little bit further, so that's a 6-hour chart. Let's go to a day. Again, I think it's probably just because the team is, you can see where I bought here. So I am down in Sol. I'm down 10 Sol, but I'm still up quite a lot in USD value. So that's okay. But we could bounce at this potential region. We have bounced before, but if not, we do look like we might be quite weak here, guys. With Klanos, it's all about listings as well, and seeing whether people want to get rid of it or whether we have diamond hand community. So great project. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's a longer term play, and I think maybe you can always buy back into it if it does start to heat up. But yeah, very interesting chart with Klanos at the moment. Outside that, I haven't been looking too much. Obviously, Dort was a new one that popped off a couple of days ago. OK Bears doing nothing really. They're just consolidating sideways as another top collection. SMB is sort of approaching some interesting levels, both as the two or the ones. But Doggers are in an interesting level. I think there's obviously the news that I think they're going to have merch coming out soon. So whether that drives actual speculation, as you can see here, yeah, a little bit of a pump, not too much though. So whether that actually brings in a bit of hype to the actual NFTs or not is yet to be decided, I suppose. So yeah, Solana ecosystem's kind of just chilling at the moment. Like we spoke about at the start, but Mad Lads are around that 180 sort of level. I think I drew a chart yesterday that said a breakout is imminent. They obviously, listings are kind of steady. They look, it still hasn't broken out, hasn't shown me. There's no volume uptick yet. So they're kind of just holding that pattern at the moment still on Mad Lads. So very interesting at the moment. If I do see this flip bullish, maybe I do pick up another Mad Lad. I'll see. It's quite a lot of money, obviously being 180 Sol. And again, is that going to outpace? Is that going to outpace other potential plays? Who knows? Is probably what I'm looking at. So yeah, a lot to consider in the NFT space there. Let's go to where do I go? To Magic Eden to look at BTC NFT ordinals. So if we have a look here, guys, Node Monkey's down to 0.145. I've got some top Bitcoin people in my community who are way better traders on Bitcoin than myself. So I've been talking to them a lot about potential plays on ordinals, and it is really hard at the moment to sort of time what you think is going to happen. And just a reminder, we'll do meme coins very shortly. So yeah, just be patient. We will get there. Don't worry. But yeah, so just going back through the comment, V1 Punks, very interesting play. I think again, that's where I think you probably want to be in ETH, and maybe if ETH does run up and then maybe looks to topple a little bit, then park it into something like a potential V1 Punk, because they're so illiquid, the V1 Punks. Have a look, like there's no sales at all. So yeah, very interesting. If we have a look, what else have we got there? Okay, so on the clay no clitters, just like that, bro. And glad to see you looked into the tickets. Yeah, cheers. I think the tickets could be an underlying play, but again, that's hype and that's speculation, so you just don't know, guys. But yeah, looking at the ordinal space, Frogs is sort of holding that sort of 0.18 to 0.2 level. Node Monkeys come below 0.15. I think I look at a Node Monkey under 0.1 Bitcoin I think might be a good play again. But obviously you've got the Wizards that are coming in soon on ordinals. You've got the Ninjas that are coming in soon. So maybe liquidity heads into those or waits for those mints, and potentially people are buying into those. So very interesting at the moment. Bitmaps are also kind of going down. I just don't think Bitmaps are probably going to be the best play. It's a super dope concept, like essentially a metaverse play on BTC. But again, I just don't know about that. Bitcoin Puppets obviously pumped up. They're currently retracing down to 0.023. Hashlings was a new one that popped off yesterday. I really like the art of the MNCHRMs. Okay, the art is actually really cool. But again, is it actually going to make me money? That's the question you have to ask yourself. OMBs are coming down to 0.46. I think OMBs under 0.4 is a great buy, probably longer term. Goosenals ran up a little bit. They were up at 0.02 last week and are up at 0.03 today. So yeah, some interesting plays on ordinals. I just don't think people are probably buying ordinals at the moment. I think a lot of people are just happy holding their altcoins and BTC and ETH. What do you think, Craig?
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I'm myself personally, I'm not really looking at too many NFTs. Obviously, the Soul ones I was, only because I I copped them for free, so I thought, shit, I might as well hype these, right? And they look cool. But so things like ordinals and things like that. At the moment, I'm myself, with me personally, with my risk tolerance, I'm much more comfortable in altcoins.
Yes.
And one of the reasons is the upside potential is great, and the ease of exits better. So if I need to exit, I can get out, I can pivot quicker. Yeah. But like you mentioned with V1 Punks, if there's no liquidity there, I don't want to get caught in a position where I'm having to dump it really low to get out, just to get into another play, because I'm just going to get wrecked. So I'm kind of keeping dry powder on the side. I'm in a pretty I suppose, comfy position. Unless the market absolutely rips up, then I'm going to get caught off guard. But I'm like you. I'm waiting for. I don't know if we'll get a massive flush out now.
Yeah.
You mentioned this, so for anyone who's wondering, if this was sort of said at the start of the spaces.
Yeah.
Maybe a 10 to 20% will be the norm now, more for a little bit. In saying that, in bull runs, 30% is pretty stock standard. So I'm wary to say we won't see it.
Yeah.
But I just wonder with this Bitcoin ETF whether that just creates a much softer landing on dips now, because the beliefs there's so much more.
Yeah, 100%. And the interest,
buyers will enter quicker than normal.
I think there's a lot of buying pressure. If you like,
I'm
literally,
ready.
Yeah, like we are who have been in this space for a long time. We're already right, so you got to consider that. But then you got to consider the normies who aren't in yet, who have seen this news over the past couple of days and go, "Oh shit, okay, hedge funds worth billions of dollars, worth trillions probably, are looking to get in, right?"
And it would take them time to enter, right? Because they can have to set up wallets, they can have to join up to an exchange. They can have to KYC first with Coinspot. That can take 48 hours to KYC.
Yeah.
So the news came out yesterday. The people that try to get an exchange here in Australia still have to wait till tomorrow probably to trade.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lagging in pump. So, for the people that were like, oh, Bitcoin, I thought we'd see a massive pump. I think what we'll see is just a gradual up and away. It'll just keep going. And I think that's what's going to catch people off guard more. It's people going, shit, I'll just wait for the sell-off event, which just hasn't happened. And I think we'll just see a stairway to heaven over the next 2 years now, hopefully. But any market dip on the alts or coins I'm in of 20%, I will start to buy at 20%. I won't even wait for 30. I'll keep some aside I won't go all in at 20, obviously. I might go 30% of what I've got on the side. And then if it goes to 30, a little bit more, just incrementally from there.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good play. I think I always look at if something hits if it retraces at least 15%, that's where I become interested. And I think you're right. I think having some liquidity on the side is not a bad bet. And obviously, I think and we'll talk about this soon. Scaling out of positions too. I think it's an important thing. Like, we're very early, I still think, but you can never go wrong with taking profit along the way. Okay, and so that's what I'm kind of looking at. It's very interesting at the moment how you could go about that. Let's just share a couple more NFT plays across different blockchains. So this is obviously AVAX, guys. This is on hyperspace.xyz. They obviously had the Dokios ran up quite hard. They ran up to like 60 AVAX from memory. They're currently retracing because I think they did have a reward system that came out. So as you can see here, season 2 was completed recently. So that's probably why I saw a bit of action there. But again, I haven't dived into this, but maybe people are getting airdrops. Yeah, maybe people getting airdrops, maybe people getting free NFTs. I don't know. It could be a really good play to definitely have a look. So definitely look into season 3 there on AVAX. The next chain that I want to show you, let's just do this one first. Nifty's just come out before and said the top 5 NFT collections on Say, ranked by volume. We have all of these collections here. So Colony, WeBump, Science, Dob, NFTs, and Science.
I'm hearing a lot about WeBump.
Let's have a look. So here's the chart, guys. So this is obviously Dob. They've been running up high Science. WeBump are up to 1,500 Say. So that's been pumping. Now, I don't think they have a chart, which is really annoying. So if anybody in the chat has a chart for me. Oh, no, it does have a chart. Yeah, okay, cool. No, that's just volume. So no, it doesn't have. Oh, no, you can change it. Can you change the chart? No, okay. No, it doesn't. Okay, so if anyone has a chart that you can actually track some Say NFTs, that would be super bullish. Thanks, Gypsy, bro. Thank you, bro. Yeah, and it's a good reminder, guys. Please smash the like button. Show us appreciation, and I do appreciate the analysis and alpha shared, fam. Thanks, man. Like, we're just here doing our work. We're just doing our work. All right. So shout out to you, Gypsy, and please do like the video, guys. All right. So. Yeah, fascinating to see this. We're seeing a lot of volume, a huge uptick in volume. Again, like, you just need to be plugged into so many different plays, Craig. It's kind of hard to stay focused. And I think it's important that if you're early enough to potential play, I think it's worthwhile being there. But like, for me right now, I look at Say NFTs and I probably am going to fade that because I think it's I think it's just too much for me to go, okay, I need to be keeping on top of ordinals. I need to be keeping on top of Says. I need to be on Solana. I need to be on ETH. Like, it's
The
just becoming
stress
too
isn't
much.
worth it, man, for me.
Exactly. And the time. It's
I
the
went,
time.
yeah, and for myself as Say, and this is not to fade Say, I think Say can go much higher.
Yes.
The amount of people I'm seeing talk about it now makes me feel out of position, because I feel like they're probably up a fair bit, and if I enter, they're going to sell on to me, and I'm going to get stuck holding potentially longer than I'd like. I'm not saying it won't go up. I just don't want to be caught holding for 3-6 months when I could get into an altcoin that looks like it's going to send in the next 7-10 days. I'll catch that cab, and then I'll round back to the other things when they dump. And to me, I mean, look, Say could still be mad early. I'm not tapped into that community, so I don't want to speak too much. But it's just when I see things on my timeline in a lot of group chats, so I'm seeing that in 5 group chats, maybe 10, it means there's a fair amount of people who are already in. So it makes me feel a bit edgy about it.
Yeah, fascinating. Yeah, and I agree.
The one shilling it, right? Not on the receiving end.
Exactly. And shout out to Madrag. He's obviously in the say side of things, so that's good to see. Madrag's a co-host of the DGen show with me with Einstein. So yeah, dude, obviously a little self plug here, but guys, we're doing a Spaces actually later today. We had 720 people tune in to the one on Wednesday night.
That's massive, dude. Congrats.
Thanks, bro. It's only been 3 weeks and we're just popping off, so it's great to see.
Those Einstein gave PFPs, I'm gonna get one. Is that how you
dude, get honestly, under where we're at was 6 sold, dudes.
I thought about getting one yesterday.
Yeah. But no, Einstein dropped some significant alpha in this episode here, guys, on Wednesday. You can play the recording. He dropped so much quality airdrop alpha that no one has really spoken about yet. And he's a genius when it comes to that sort of the market. Has like several top high connections in the space from being on the Adidas Council. So definitely listen to that episode with airdrops. I think it's probably from about the midway mark through the episode. He dropped some great alpha. So definitely keep an eye on the DGen show. We'll be live later today. But guys, yeah, Sane's obviously, like Craig's saying, I think if you're there early enough, you're catching this volume, as you can see on the screen, it's definitely a play. But at the end of the day, it's probably, you don't want to be joining now, okay? You want to be in there when only a couple of people are talking about it, when the NFT essentially hasn't been running up, when the market on Say hasn't been running up. And like, if you do look at the price action,
portal's not tweeting about it, you know?
Exactly.
There's too many eyes on them.
You're too late, bro. And
no way.
And like, this is, you want to be catching Say down here, guys. Okay, you don't want to be up here where it's already flirting with all-time highs and that sort of thing. And don't get me wrong, I have a bag of Say. I have it's probably within my top, I'd say it's one of my top 7 holdings, I think. So I have a bag of Say, and I'm bullish on Say as a blockchain and moving forward. But trading on Say is where it could make super lucrative plays. But I think, like we spoke about at the top of the episode, it's so hard to predict which NFTs are going to run this cycle because there's so many different plays across several different blockchains. So I think that's really important to remember that.
It's no longer just ETH anymore, right? So with NFTs, it used to be quite easy because you only had one chain to navigate.
Exactly.
Now, Solana sort of presented itself as a really strong contender to eat up a lot of the ETH market.
Yeah,
probably deservedly so in a way. And I think once more and more artists go to the Sol direction, and interesting enough, I'm in a lot of group chats with a lot of artists back from the OE meta, and a lot of artists are transitioning to Sol. And these aren't like PFP artists. These are, I don't want to say artists because I don't want to disrespect PFP artists. But these are artists that do one-of-ones and things like that. Yeah. So that was interesting for me, the narrative, even them, which a year ago they would have scoffed, I think, at ETH, myself included. Scoffed at Solana. Yeah. So the narrative's changing. And for me, going to Solana, I'm not paid by Solana. I don't even have that big of bags of it. But the near gasless transactions and the speed of which you can get in and out, for a DGen like me that likes to gamble, it's nice, man. It's real nice. It's like crack, right? Like, it's just so fast. And you can literally take, even in meme coins, you can take a 30% move and exit if you want to cheat, right? You can take a 50% exit, whereas on Ethereum you can't, because if you're not trading with big amounts, the gas is too high. So Solana's just a trader's wet dream as far as cheating, man. It's fantastic. So I think it's just going to continue to eat ETH, and I think as more and more people go there and feel what it's like. I mean, I was resistant at first, and then I went there and I started trading.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is nice, man. This is good. So,
dude, it's good. And I think you're right. Like, do you see yourself buying any NFTs this cycle on ETH or not?
It would be, for me, it would be more likely to be art that I like, that I'm going to hold for a substantial amount of time. So it would be more from a personal point of view of a collector versus a money-making situation. So no, to flip, probably not.
And that's it. It's more of an active sort of trade. It's less of a probably buy and hold on ETH, in my opinion. Yep.
Unless something that really catches my eye comes there, I'll play. Look, I've got nothing against ETH, but I mean, going last bull to send, you buy an NFT and then you send it to your safer wallet, right? Paying $20-$30 just to relocate NFTs. I remember last run having to relocate like 50 NFTs. At $20 a pop to move it. That sucks, man.
It does. It does. And I think
back then I used to think, well, that's just the way it is. Now that's not the way it has to be.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why people are really starting to be quite bullish on some other chains, like obviously Say right now and AVAX, and obviously we have some other players like Ordinals as well. Like it's probably nearly less to transact on BTC sometimes than ETH, which is just crazy to think about, really. So yeah, fascinating, guys. But guys, obviously if you are here, please subscribe. Please follow us both on both YouTube and on Twitter. We do support. We do appreciate your support is what I'm trying to say. And please like the video. All right, segue into meme coins. All right, everyone's favorite sort of degen risky sort of plays. So if we do have a look at the degen side of the space right now, we are still seeing a few tokens run up. Obviously, did you see that on the timeline yesterday? Someone bought $6 million worth of WIF and then dumped it instantly or something. It was so bizarre. I will have to try and find a tweet. But I don't
understand it.
Look at this scandal. Look at that. What? Like, I'm sorry, but what? So that led to a big volume spike. And I'm not sure if that's what people wanted, if whoever it was buying it. And that's why
you loved it though.
Oh, yeah. And that's why, like, if you caught this, where was it? So it was yesterday. This is the daily. So if you caught that, guys, you're up nearly a 2x already. So
I did not catch it. And I hate the fact I didn't.
You know what's so bizarre? I actually I looked at Miro yesterday and I was like, okay, it's nearly at an all-time high. And then I went and had a look at the WIF chart and it was down at that sort of level. I was like, oh, okay, it could break out here. It was like, I was like, okay, it could break down at this level. It just needed some volume to kick in, but I faded. I was like, nah, I'm doing some other stuff. And then sure enough, I see like a couple minutes, like 10 minutes later, I see that $6 million buy. Then it's running up 80%. I'm like, oh my God, go with your gut, Greeny. Go with your gut, bro.
Did that buyer come out with a win?
Not sure.
Like, how do you dump that much? And anyway, that was obviously a fat finger. Actually, who knows what that was? That looks weird. Hey, shout out. I saw just a quick shout out. Speaking meme coins, we got a guy called Wizard James said hello. He's actually just to sup James. He's a community member that ended up taking over a coin called Your Mom, which is on a bit of a tear at the moment. They took it over and got a 10x. So I just want to shout them out just from the point of view. I mean, a community takeover is normally bearish.
Yes.
And I've been involved in them and they're bloody hard work for not much praise.
Yeah.
But I just want to shout those boys out. There's about 10 of them that are actually it's not that one, Greeny. It's spelled differently. It's your as in the normal spelling. Yeah. And MOM.
Oh, dude, all these bloody American sort of ones, hey, unbelievable.
But shout out to them. They took over it, and whoa, that's a nice candle down. Good time.
Oh no, hold on. That's against Bonk. Hold on. Your mum. Oh, I keep spelling it wrong. Classic.
You gotta go the American way.
Solana. I think this one is probably the one that we want. Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
So they took it over at 200K. Actually, and the shout out to him. They DM'd me at 200K and said, "Hey man, just would love to have you on board." And I'm probably like you. I get a lot of those DMs, so I tend to not even. I reply to them, but it gets overwhelming. So everyone out there who's ever DM me, it's not a disrespect to you. I don't get back to you. It's just there's so many.
100%,
DMs
man.
like that.
100%.
But they took a 10x and I faded it, so I just want to shout him out. He would have given me a 10x, so my bad. But well done, guys. You pushed that really well, and they reckon they're going to keep pushing it. So I just wanted to say good day to them.
Yeah.
And another shout out is actually to the team at Killer Bears, who are taking their cubs to Solana shortly. There's a bit of alpha for you.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next couple of weeks. They just dropped their second short video today, which is about a minute long, and it's legit Hollywood production level, guys. If you haven't checked that video out from Killer Bears, please do. A, because my bags are packed. B, because the quality that this team puts out on a marketing level is something that I haven't seen. And you saw Yuga put out that shite video, and then you've got these guys. Honestly, Greeny, give that a play for 30 seconds. Yeah, they are bridging the collection. Oh, this shit is wild. And do you remember Seth Green from what's that show, that comedy with
South Park, or no?
No, from before that with bloody Austin Powers.
Yeah.
But Seth Green's one of the directors on this.
This is it. Yeah, so they have connections in the space, so that's kind of dope.
So watch this shit, guys. This stuff's cool, man. What they're doing, sick. And I'm quite tight with the founder, and he told me this is coming. And this isn't the coolest thing that's coming, guys. We got gamification coming. And a little bit of alpha, the game might already be ready to go. So
hectic. So then I'd ask Craig, what's the best play? Is it getting a cub when they go to what do you call it, Solana, or is it getting a Killer Bear currently, which is at just under an ETH?
Cubs, in my opinion, because I know they're the collection going to Solana. Bears, I tried to get out of him whether they were, and he said at this point in time unconfirmed, which for me means currently no. Yeah. So Cubs are probably the play, and he didn't say they're the ones that are going to be gamified, but I asked him why so, and he said because it allows easier gamification. So
yeah, so true.
If you want to read between the lines, so that's probably a pretty good play for a flip.
Yeah.
But just to shout out to that team, I just like to see a team actually doing shit. So whether the price does whatever it does, because what they're doing will push other collections to work harder. Yeah. So as long as that, and as long as they're doing that, and these guys were doing that production and filming over Christmas, man.
Yeah. Love
so
that.
That's not an easy time to be working away from your family. And the reason why I was on to Ben was because I saw he flew overseas and it looked like he was on a movie set. And so I sent him a DM about a month ago and saying, are you filming the next part of that episode? And he just sent me a wink face. I'm like, okay, shit, these guys are going. So little dovetail there. I just wanted to give a shout out to people that are doing actual cool shit.
Yep, I love it, mate. I love it. I'm not sure. I think my audio just.
They're bridging. They're bridging.
So they are bridging. Excellent. I was going to ask you that question. Have you still got me with
how,
my audio?
when, why? I don't know. Oh, sorry, I know the why. I just don't know the when.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. My audio's all good.
I think it's soon, though, man. He said time's ticking, so yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me all good, Craig? Just checking.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, audio just dropped out there, guys. My apologies. Really random. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, so bridging to Sol, so that means you don't have to worry about trying to mint something new and that type of thing. So yeah, it's fascinating to see. Obviously, just a couple of shout outs, guys. Shout out GM to you as well, mate. Thanks for being here. Really do appreciate it. Thanks for being with us. So yeah, cheers, Ash, for letting me know that my audio is all good. For some reason, it just changed to my AirPods. So really random. So back to what do we call these things? Meme coins. We'll have a look, guys. There's nothing really on my radar right now in terms of meme coins. So your mum, obviously, we're just talking about as a shout out. So if we do go to Solana, so obviously we're talking about it's ran up to 290 million just before. We're having a look across the market. There's some other volume. So again, like I always say, guys, I come to the top and I look at what's popping off, because at the end of the day, you need volume to trade upwards. So if you look at this token, I haven't done any research, but obviously it's moving up. So it's good to see that there's obviously some still stronger plays in. Look, this one, yeah. So looking at the top three, they're all quite low market caps. They're looking like they're moving up. So that's great to see. This one obviously died, and that's what I mean. At the same time, guys, you have to be so careful. Oh no, I haven't had it on the screen. God damn it. Let's go back. So let's go back, guys. My apologies. Restream's making me making me rugged right now. So this one on the screen, guys, obviously this one died. It's at 10K market cap. So be careful out there. But the top three are still trending. This one obviously is moving upwards. But as always, guys, please be careful. If you're not in low, then you're probably risking buying at these sort of levels. Obviously, we have Orium here as well. It's been moving up nice, up to 412,000. I got a DM this morning from one of these people about trying to be in this one here, and it's called, I'm not going to name it, but you can read it on the screen, guys. But yeah, I got this and I was like, okay, what the hell is this? And then I went and looked at the chart. I saw weakness and I was like, I don't want exposure to this.
Just about every chart I ever look at from a DM, if it's an hour or two later, the chart it normally looks worse than that. It normally looks like a Christmas tree.
And I was like, I don't want to be talking about that. So
yeah. Aardvark is a good coin. I see Aardvark's just jumped on. Aardvark was a coin on Ethereum that I ran for quite a while. Great token. The dev's just been working hard, man. So shout out to the Aardvark community. They're a funny bunch. They actually adopted an Aardvark, and I believe money goes towards feeding the Aardvark at the zoo. So
that's kind of dope.
They're a crack up community. The dev's sick. He's hosting spaces every day, even when the token was dumping, man. So, a community that gets behind a coin, even when that's nice, actually. Double bottom. Shout out to you, brother. He's super good. So well done, man. I saw another coin. I don't know what it ended up doing, Greeny. I called it yesterday Ziz on Sol.
How do you spell it?
Did a 3x, but I don't know if it did much higher. 1.7. Wow, 20% burn. Shit.
This one here, Ziz.
Yeah, is it that? What's it? Oh, what did it go to? Oh, actually, shit, it did about a 4 or 5x though.
Yeah, definitely. If you got in, I don't know what time
I called it at about. I think I called it at 50K.
Yeah, okay. So it definitely probably ran up quite a lot.
Give myself a quick pat on the back.
Love it, mate. Love it.
Okay, well, it's gone to shit now, but okay, whoever caught that did all right. I actually jumped out. I G'd to the 2.5x. I was like, I'm fucking out. I haven't been meme coining, but I did a couple on Sol recently that I didn't actually get dumped on too hard, but God, it was an emotional roller coaster there, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to meme too much at the moment.
Same.
My heart just at the moment can't take it, and I've really been enjoying altcoin spot bags, man. I've missed the soft touch of altcoins just going up daily. It's been nice. So meme coins are cool, but God, that's stressful. The anxiety on it. So I think I'm gonna chill on memes for a little bit. But good luck. But the thing is, Greeny, you and I were running those all through the bear market.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel I like the change of pace of not being in them for a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I am in some. I'm still in some. Yeah, but I'm not actively daily trading them nearly as much as I was.
Yeah, and I think that's an important take, guys, is that sometimes it's good to run hot. Like we ran hot. I ran hot from about October till mid December and made probably
just 5x, 10x every day.
Oh,
dude, I was the man. And then it stopped. And then it stopped doing a 2x, and I went, okay, I'm not the man anymore. I need to shut up.
And I think that's really important because a lot of people still, they get caught up in the narratives of, nah, this made me money before, it's going to make me money again. Yeah. Same as holding a mutant. No. They ran up to 45 ETH last cycle. They'd do it again. No, man, you need to be so active with what you're doing every single day. And so for Craig and I, we both kind of realized mid-December, maybe late December, that meme coins were starting to cool off. And at the end of the day, it's time. It's also reputation risk, right? If you're like, we're now, obviously, I shout out to me. I just actually passed 10K followers. Let's go.
Well done.
Thanks, bro.
Right,
so, but yeah, like you reach a certain status that you need to be extremely careful that I can't be shilling something at 30K market cap like I was and making insane returns because people get in too late. People don't do their own research and then they're buying when I'm trying to sell. And that like, I don't want you to be losing money, but also I don't want to be doing that to you. And so at the moment, I'm kind of in this space that unless a meme coin sort of has quite a large market cap, I'm not going to touch it. And my community knows that. There's still some degenerates in my community. Like I shared a post just yesterday. Let me pull that up actually. There's still guys in my community who are making insane gains on meme coins. Now, there's obviously money to be made. So if we have a look here, guys, so there's still money to be made if we go down here. So someone called Myra at 150, it ran to 1.6 million. Someone called Bonkita, it ran to 40x profit.
Right, cool.
someone called Mickey at 1 million. He ran to 16 mil. So like, there's still money to be made in meme coins. It's just, I think you can't be like, if you're doing altcoins, I think being passive, and I spoke about this recently on a stream too, being passive is often maybe a better play. So buying dips on your altcoin bags, buying dips in your spot bags is often a better play than trying to active trade and beat the market. The market is insane. You need to remember to step back, zoom out, realize where you are. You're in crypto, right? Solana's gone up 6x, probably more. No, Solana was at $8 maybe at the start of January. So it's gone up 10x in the space of a year. Where else, like stock markets, they get 10% in a year, right? So step back. Underlyingly, you could still trade with 5% in meme coins, and there's still money to be made.
And I probably will. I probably, like I said, I think on your stream last time, I'm just going to feel like I'm not finished, but I've got more of my money into alts. I've still got a bit more that I want to put in.
Yeah.
And then once I've got to a level where I feel okay, I guess I'm gonna go back into meme coins once I need to scratch that itch.
Yeah. And that's it. If the market's consolidating sideways, if we're just cruising for a week or two, that's when meme coins pop off.
And they will send.
Exactly. And like I still have exposure to meme coins. I own Bonk, I own Pepe, I own Dogecoin. I should own more Myro than I do. So like there's things like that essentially you still can have exposure to meme coins, but trying to trade some of those degenerate plays, it just takes a lot of, it's stressful, it's time consuming. You've got to be at the charts very actively every single minute because something could happen to it. So I think it's about weighing up all of those things and then also considering, okay, is my money better just parked in SAY or better parked in AVAX under 35? It probably is, right, in the longer term.
Yeah.
And interestingly, what we've been focusing on more in the group at the moment is leverage trades because at the end of the day, that's an easy way to trade markets every single day, 24/7. And even if you're trading with maybe 3 to 5 leverage, 3 to 5x leverage, it means that you still are scratching that itch, right?
I think that's probably the degen. That's probably for myself where I might play a little bit at the moment, considering the strength of the market and the swings we're going to have.
Yeah.
Especially longs, right? Prior it was all short action. Now longs pose a viable option. So yeah, I'm probably the same as you. Leverage plays are probably a little bit of the degen fun you can have. And then I'll probably play memes. Memes look good actually though on Ethereum with Ethereum pumping, right?
That's what I was just going to say. Like this is okay. Now that we're starting to see a pump again, we're starting to see Myro run up. We're starting to see some of these tokens run up. That's when I do become more interested in maybe getting back into memes again.
So ETH memes now with the ETH running, I'm starting to go, okay. Which obviously others are because they're pumping. Like I think Pepe today's up. So 20%.
Yeah.
Hang on, 31.
Really? Yeah. So if you have a look, guys, like we are starting to see some potential ETH tokens run back into the top 10. It's obviously still heavily dominated by Solana because obviously you can trade in and out really quickly and it's obviously free. Let's call it that. News running up. So it's down to 110 million on AVAX. So there's still money to be made. Like Mubai is still there on Ethereum. So we're starting to see some liquidity on the Ethereum side of things. But yeah, like Craig and I said, you want to be like, you can step in, step out at any time. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? And that sort of thing. But shout out to Ash. Like, I hope this rocket pumps my bags, okay? Pump my Dogecoin bags and take me to $1. Thank you, please.
Bro, I'll tell you what makes me laugh every time, and it's from last bull run, is cum rocket or cummies.
Yeah.
How's this still a thing? How are people still got money in that?
It's so ridiculous.
What the hell? Guys, when you see tokens like that pumping, oh my God. And you know what? I was reflecting on this morning. How cool is it, Greeny? And I'll just pat us both on the back now. When you and me were calling bull market 3 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, when the total, what was the total crypto market cap, Dean? It was 1.3 heading towards 1.5.
Yes.
And I want to pat us on the back because there weren't a lot of people saying that, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could go back probably 4 months and you and me and calling it. And there were well-known people in group chats that I was in saying that they're still waiting for Bitcoin at 14K, man.
Yeah.
And I looked at the Bitcoin chart the other day and I was thinking, holy shit, dude, you're going to be waiting a while for 14K Bitcoin.
Forever.
Because it's done nothing but go up since then. Do I still have kick? Yeah, yeah, I do still have kick. I've been stuck in that for a little while, but it's one of those meme coins. I find it quite funny, so I made money on it, and I left a little moon bag. So I'm still in kick. Yes.
Just really interesting. And like, this is like, obviously it's not from when we were buying, but like a no-brainer. Like this is at November, the start of November, just sort of just before pre-pump, or as the pump was starting to take off. I think maybe Sol was around $30 or $40 at this stage, maybe 50. But as you can see here, guys, we were saying this for months and months, as Craig just said. And essentially, like, it's just great to obviously finally have that conviction locked in. So essentially what we're looking at right now is probably the most bullish time in history, right? We've got ETF approvals. We're seeing billions of dollars being spent in just that side of the market, let alone the normies who go, okay, I probably want to invest myself into Bitcoin rather than actually buying into an ETF fund that has the Bitcoin instead, like if they're more of a degenerate sort of play. So yeah, I think it brings masses. It brings certainly a lot of eyes to the space. I then start to consider, okay, at what point does Bitcoin start to essentially move up the total assets in terms of market cap? If I just have a quick look and see what we're looking at.
Where's it sitting now? Was
Let's
it just behind Meta?
So let's have a look. So we are still 10th, but we could flip Meta. Is that on the screen? No, it's not. So there we go. So Bitcoin's currently 10th. So we overtook Berkshire quite a while ago. So shout out to you, legend. But as you can see here, we're starting to move up. Obviously, the stock, like, and this is what you got to remember, guys. This is just pure companies. Okay, this isn't obviously the S&P 500 or the ASX 200. Okay, at the end of the day, these are just companies. Okay, so let's have a look. Bitcoin's at 909. Bill, obviously, Meta's at 950. I think we overtake that probably in the next month or so. Silver's obviously the next target. Then we're moving up into some of those top companies. And then I do think we settled nice and cozy up in second place this cycle.
Wow, that'll be amazing to sit there, man.
Yep. So super bullish on that. Outside that, Craig, is there anything else you wanted to cover today, mate?
Not really. I see there's a question down below. Can you speak about the importance of memeability of a token? I suppose the memeability of a token is important from ticker to, and I suppose that question means the importance of the holders of the token to be able to shill the token in a funny way that people accept, rather than
that's it.
It's a shill, right? But in a digestible form. So I guess the memeability for me personally means the ability to make people laugh.
Yeah.
If it makes people laugh, price tends to still go up. Once people stop laughing at the joke, you probably want to get off the carousel.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's important. Like, I trade on price action, I trade on sentiment. And I think that's what Craig has been saying. Like, sentiment is huge on a meme. If it doesn't have good sentiment. So, for example, there's a few of those tokens we showed earlier in the screen. The one I got a DM about, I looked at that. It's obviously a sexual innuendo. I was like, okay, I'm not really into that sort of play. That's not going to run up past 100K. Okay, you want something that has a strong sentiment that is going to take you and onboard people who see it on Twitter or hear about it in podcasts, whatever it is, right? Or on spaces. So I think, sentiment's a big one. Obviously, price action is also another big one. If the chart shows you bullish structure, then at the end of the day, it's going to continue higher. Holders is a big one. So dive into the analytics. And again, I talk about this in a lot of my YouTube videos, so do check them out if you're looking for that. I do talk about all those sort of strategies in meme coins. So it's funny because all of my YouTube videos, Craig, the ones that pop off the most are the meme coin ones by far, like significantly. It is unbelievable. Like I'll put like I put a portfolio management one out, which is so important about how to manage your emotions, how to invest your money, how to like make the best returns, exactly, and how not to overtrade, etc. Right, and that'll get 200 views. I'll put a meme coin one out, and that'll get 5,000 views. I'm like, are you?
Look, you've got to give the people what they want, man.
Exactly,
they want cummies.
Yeah, that's it, bro. And so obviously, guys, I'm going to be dropping some more meme coin videos. I'm dropping an airdrop video probably in the next 24 hours or so as well. So I think that sort of side of the market is really heating up. So I think that's where you want to definitely have exposure.
It shows you the gamblers are still there, right?
Everyone loves to have a pump.
They've got itchy fingers. So
everyone loves to have a pump.
Memes are going to pump. Memes are going to pump for sure.
Yeah, no, so true, Ash. People want quick money, bro, and that's so true, so true. So no, I think that's a good wrap, Craig. Great episode today. Obviously,
thank you.
Historically significant. We have the ETF approval, which is just insane. Obviously, the Ethereum one is coming in time, and we did speculate couple episodes ago around maybe having an altcoin one in 2024. Whether we see that or not, or whether it's in 2025, we'll just have to play it by ear. But yeah, super bullish times ahead. Obviously, if you are here, please like and subscribe. Please also follow us if you are on X. It does help us grow as content creators. We will be back next week, most likely Wednesday. So do tune in either on YouTube or X for that. We do appreciate your support. So thanks for being here again, Craig, and I'll see you next Wednesday, mate.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll speak to you soon enough. See you on the timeline.